this episode of Dolce Vita, experience modern Japanese izakaya with an eco-friendly twist. Check out ways to protect your exotic car. Find the home of your dreams. Fall in love with decadent desserts created by a renowned chef. And add some European flair to your home decor.
Pursuing a healthy eating habit or going for a vegetarian eating pattern has increased in popularity in recent years. There are many reasons for following a vegetarian diet, but ultimately it's all about health consciousness.
Well, this trend of healthy and sustainable living is becoming more and more prevalent. In a lot of cuisines, you're seeing a lot more meatless, less meat, or plant-based meat being used, and you can even see it in one of my favorite cuisines, Japanese food. As one of Japan's favorite dishes, gyoza, or some of you might know them as pot stickers, is probably the first or second dish that the Japanese would order at an izakaya. And things are no different just because we're using plant-based meat this time round.
Symbolizing prosperity and good fortune, gyoza always has a special place in a Japanese's heart. And the gyoza here is a beautiful rendition of the classic gyoza. Besides using ground pork, the savory gyoza dish is filled with plant-based meat instead. Along with cabbage, onion, and garlic, it is absolutely a classic yet creative dish.
You know what they say? The simplest dishes are always the hardest to make well, and it's true with gyoza. It has to be just right, Kelly. It has to be crispy and brown on the outside, on one side only, and the other side has to be pretty much flawless. And the whole thing has to be nice and juicy.
It is really delicious. The plant-based meat does taste like ground pork. I wouldn't have thought that it's plant-based ingredients if you didn't tell me that.
Now don't eat too much because this gyoza is just an appetizer. And what are your favorite bar foods?
My favorite bar food, basically any food that can surprise me.
Well, rest assured we're in the right place.
Yes, this is exactly what I like to have.
You know what, Kelly? I love Scotch eggs. Scotch eggs aren't a classic dish at any izakaya in Japan, but this is definitely one of my favorite dishes today. The chef starts with eggs imported directly from Japan and wraps them with juicy plant-based meat. Then he takes the eggs, layers them with breadcrumb, and fries them until they're golden brown.
Look at that creamy and custard-like egg yolk. Each bite is delightful. An izakaya is a type of informal Japanese bar where you can have drinks and food with friends after work. Speaking of bar food, Des, I think this chili has the potential to become the most popular dish at an izakaya.
I totally agree with you, Kelly. This chili goes great with beer or some other beverage. Made with spicy jalapeno, the chili is hot and has a kick, and it's best shared with a bunch of friends or colleagues.
Des, since we're here, I think we should at least try a couple of staple dishes that we can find here. I really like this curry meatball dish. The rustic plant-based meatballs are covered in a rich Japanese curry sauce, and that tasty layer of melted cheddar cheese, plus a refreshing mixture of caramelized onions and grilled tomatoes on the side. This dish is so yummy and hearty that you don't want to miss it.
The meatballs are delicious, and it's not a dish you often see in Japanese cuisine. In an izakaya, you're more likely to see this Hamburg steak here. I almost have to remind myself that it's not meat. Look at it. It looks exactly like meat, it tastes like meat, it's got the texture of meat, and it's so juicy. And the plant-based meat goes so well with the sukiyaki sauce, which is sweet and savory at the same time. The only thing we're missing is a bowl of rice.
Different places have their unique eating culture and habits. Even though izakaya is a casual and chill place for food and drinks, it does have etiquette rules that everyone should know.
Right, and I know one izakaya rule is that you can only start drinking once everybody has a drink in their hand. And now that we both got our beers, I say let's get to it, shall we?
Absolutely. Come by!
A lot of people form impressions of a person by looking at his or her face, and that is why we try so hard to maintain a glowing complexion, as physical attractiveness creates a strong first impression. And the same goes for your automobile. Just as how we invest in our skincare, keeping our exotic car nice and sharp requires a bit more upfront work. A detailed and regular maintenance is absolutely necessary.
To ensure that your supercar looks sexy for many years to come, you need to do all that you can to look after it. Apart from regular car washes to make your baby look good, paint protection is equally important. Today's automotive paint protection has evolved into applying a high-quality thermoplastic urethane film that acts as a skin to protect the paint against rock chips and small scratches, to block UV damage, and more.
As you may already know, acid rain takes a toll on the car. A protection film can avoid the trace of water and dirt on your car finish, as well as to provide protection against small stone chips. Sounds like something we city drivers need.
The paint protection film is highly resistant to acidic contaminants and corrosion, helping keep vulnerable areas such as front bumpers, hoods, rocker panels, rear fender panels, etc. in good condition. After a process of rinsing, cutting, and spraying, experienced installers will use a squeegee to remove bubbles or creases in the film before using an industrial heat gun to activate the adhesive and shrink the material to create a tight fit. Speaking of exotic car maintenance, the windshield is another part of the car we need to pay close attention to. Not only does windshield protection help guard against normal abrasion, but it also protects the original look and value of your exotic. Made out of a very different material than glass, the windshield protection film is a tough but thin and flexible material that keeps the windshield in pristine condition.
Applying the front windshield protection film is like putting screen protector on your mobile phone. It can absorb the impact of standard road hazards. Very cool, isn't it?
As a first line of defense, what makes the windshield protection film a good investment to many car owners is that the protective layer covers the entire windshield area to hold the glass together even if the glass is smashed, let's say because of an accident. And this enhances automobile value protection.
Building a skincare regimen that suits the need of your skin is essential. The same goes for detailing your vintage car. Knowing the essential tips and tricks to detail your classic car, then you can keep your ride looking like it just rolled off the lot.
Regular servicing is essential to preserving the life of your vintage vehicle, and besides cleaning and waxing, your car requires regular checkups of the interior, the engine cavity, and the tires. In addition to maintaining its appearance, the simple act of covering your car or parking it in a garage with a good structure can protect your vehicle and avoid the occurrence of unpleasant incidents. Leather, vinyl upholstery, dashboards, steering wheels, gear knobs will all look better and last longer if treated with appropriate car care products. To keep your engine in peak condition, Supercar enthusiast Smart also suggests regular oil changes. The humid weather in Hong Kong degenerates the quality of motor oil, so keeping fluids in check and driving your car as often as possible can ensure mechanical parts work more efficiently and reliably.
Automobile maintenance is something worthwhile. If you're willing to put some time and efforts into it, it is literally an investment and a guarantee for the future.
After the break, see what makes a luxury home so special. talk to a chocolate expert, and indulge in decadent desserts. And check out the hottest home decor trends. Urban dwelling can be super stressful, both physically and emotionally. That's why come weekends, a lot of people choose to go to the suburbs to get close to nature.
That's right, but the suburbs aren't just a great destination for the great outdoors. More and more city dwellers are starting to call it home.
Imagine waking up to nature and listening to the dawn chorus of songbirds every morning. Sounds like living the dream, eh? Well, your dream can come true when you drive out of the heart of the city and head to the suburbs. Tuen Mun is considered one of Hong Kong's fastest growing suburbs. From hiking trails to lakes to beaches, everything is within easy reach. With a well-established transport system and a new highway coming, Tuen Mun is a place where you can live green while still remaining a stone's throw from the city center and airport. The perks of living in the suburbs go beyond that. With wider open spaces, you and your family have more space to roam around. The designers who designed the property's gardens and landscapes were able to take creative license from the natural environment, allowing those living there to fully indulge in the tranquility of the neighborhood.
You may already know I love dessert, and my passion lies in making delicious cakes and pastries. And the truth is, I'm also a chocoholic. From milk chocolate to dark chocolate to triple chocolate to truffle, there's no such thing as too much chocolate for me. If chocolate also has a special place in your heart, you've got to come with me to meet this chocolate expert.
With an international resume that has seen Holger Day move from his native Germany to countries around the world, this award-winning pastry chef has gained the reputation of being as much an artist as a chef. And for Chef Day, chocolate is his tool of passion and love.
Hi, Chef Day. I know that the chocolates here are all crafted bean to bar by you and your team. Can you tell us what inspired you to create your own chocolate?
Well, in those days, you had to be invited to go to the lab in France, in Paris, to create your own chocolate. And this is what I had done in 2011. It's basically like if you would taste wine. It's basically, I'd have to try around 50 different cocoa beans, the flavors, the profiles. I like it, I don't like it. And then the end result is basically here. I have 3 different cocoa beans inside, a little bit of sugar, and cocoa butter.
So this is the milk chocolate?
That's the milk chocolate, it's 46.2%.
And the dark chocolate?
The dark chocolate is 71.5.
Can you tell us more about the tasting profile of your chocolate?
I like to have it a little bit on the earthy notes. And as I said, less sugar, like in Asia, you have to have less sugar inside. So if I want to add sugar in my pastries, I can eat afterwards, but I cannot take it out. Well, to eat, actually, you just take a piece and put it in your mouth and let it melt. Don't bite.
Oh, the whole piece.
You have to, on your gum, actually you have to let it melt naturally from your body temperature. Because if you bite, you don't get the profile how it should be.
So can we try the milk chocolate also?
Of course, it's 46.2, and it's basically, it's the same cocoa beans as the dark chocolate. This I have done 2 years ago.
This dreamy creation is a revelation for chocolate lovers. What's more, it's crafted with Chef Day's very own chocolate.
And can you tell us about this chocolate tart?
Yes, it's the Au Noir tart. Basically, Au Noir comes from the Au Noir lab in France, in Paris. It's a chocolate brownie. It's a hazelnut feuilletine, what means it's like a crunch inside. Then I use a passion fruit custard, a fresh raspberry, and the whipped ganache on top, what you see on top, and then the chocolate decorations around with a little bit of a popping candy So if you put it in the mouth, it pops as well.
Oh my gosh.
So it's, as I said, it's like seven different textures inside in this small tart.
Wow.
A nod to Chef Day's Germanic roots, his version of the Black Forest cake presents a creative way to bring chocolate sponge cake, kirsch, cherries, and whipped cream together. The end product is a contemporary masterpiece that showcases both finesse and flavor.
So what do you think is the chocolate's best friend? Which ingredients matches the best with chocolates?
Well, you can't say like this, the best friend. I think the chocolate have many friends.
Yes.
It's basically, see on the Black Forest, we have a cherry inside. What is typical for the region where I'm coming from, because you have beautiful cherries, so you want to integrate it in your dessert. On the Honor tart, I have passion fruit and raspberry inside, because it works together in Asia. But on the Napoleon or the millefeuille, it's basically Tahiti and vanilla. So you cannot, that's why I said you cannot really say it's one friend, if it many friends.
Millefeuille is a classic French dessert. Here, chef transforms it into an elegant dessert that features layers of non-traditional baked puff pastry interspersed with velvety Tahitian vanilla cream filling. Who wouldn't want a bite of this?
Meeting with Chef Day today just made my day. Not only did I get to try his delicious cakes and have my sweet tooth all satisfied, I also got a lot of inspiration from him for my own cake baking, and now I'm ready to try more new recipes.
Our appearance reveals a lot about us, not only our personality, but also our mood and our schedule of the day. And this also applies to home decor. How we decorate our homes and how we style it reveals a lot about our personality. So if you're thinking, what's the best way to let your character shine in your home? Let's ask an expert. What's your perspective of the home design scene in Hong Kong?
The home design scene has really changed a lot the last 5 years. Before we entered into market, it was very much Italian and very rich colors. So mahogany and walnut and really heavier colors were very in vogue for many years. Now we see more natural oak, more natural pieces. We also see more functional furniture in the homes. So the homes have really changed a lot.
Right, so people are being more adventurous with decorating.
Yes.
So speaking of the home design, do you think that people usually pay more attention to like the details or more about the materials used?
I would say material comes first most of the time. It's really important to choose the right stone, the right granite, the right wood. That actually helps to create a really nice and clean canvas. And then thereafter, as you mature and also care more for the smaller, finer details in life, you start to look at what's important. So you start collecting little pieces from your travels and then come home to pieces that you want to design and decorate with. So attention to detail comes a little later.
If I get to design my own dream home, I think I would go for something very simplistic and minimalistic, because I tend to like very light color palettes and very light toned woods, because I think when you put it together, it looks very inviting, simple and clean. So I think that Scandinavian design is something I would really like. Now, for a homeowner who wants to introduce a Scandinavian flair into their home, how would you propose that they introduce that?
I always introduce to people a small lounge chair, one of which has been designed by Henrik Peterson for many years now, and it's made of a tennis ball and it has a cocoon shape to it. It's iconic. It also encompasses your body, so you feel like you're in a room, and that is very actually minimalistic and very interesting in design.
I guess if people fall in love with that one, then you can start bringing in more pieces.
Correct. And of course, for those that are not interested in, let's say, just iconic minimal pieces, then I would suggest start with more functional pieces, which may mean bookshelf for our Cope industry, and we definitely see that changing.
After talking to Joanne, I learned that home design is a lot more than just functionality and aesthetic. If you don't want your home to become an empty shell without a soul, you have to instill elements of your own taste and style. So try to give your home a theme and ultimately a story.
That's all the time we have for this week's episode. If you want to find out more about what we've just introduced, remember to log on to our website. In the coming weeks, stay with us to add more joy to your life. Perk up your taste buds with Chinese food that has a kick of spice. Visit luxury homes amid a lush green environment and discover the true meaning of living in nature. Appreciate art in a way that you can only find in Hong Kong. Also, chat with PR guru Esther Ma and share her views on work-life balance. See you next time!